I didn't think it was a problem until the drugs started, which was more like 19. But then once I went off to university and it was like multiple hours away from my parents, that's when it was like I started blacking out multiple times a week, drinking almost every day. And by the time I got to second semester, so a couple of months in, I wasn't even going to parties anymore. I was just drinking vodka in my room. And I think it kind of it got worse because I was always the good girl at home, and I think that kind of prevented me from getting it completely out of hand while I was living with my parents. And then once that like leash was gone, I guess, but once I had that freedom, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this as much as I want.
Mm.
And I didn't think it was a problem until the drugs started, which was more like 19.
And I used to do the coke so I could drink more
Hmm.
because eventually, if you drink too much, you're too drunk.
Yeah.
But if you mix a bag of cocaine in with the alcohol, you can keep going,
Yeah.
like to the point where I used to be able to drink all day, every day and not be drunk. I'd be having bottles of rum a day from the bottle and still be coherent and running a business.
That's why I got into it too, because I hated blacking out. I hated not remembering things
Mm,
and embarrassing myself. But once I started mixing drugs in, I remembered everything. I was coherent.
mm.
And yeah, it just made me able to keep going.
Yeah, and you become that famous person, How do you never get drunk? How can you go for so long? Like, how are you still okay when everybody is like blacking out at the parties and can't do anymore, and you're
Yeah.
still like having coherent conversations about jazz?